So I have reached a $200,000 net worth at the age of 21 years old in college. I've done this almost entirely through social media, and I started pretty much halfway through freshman year in college, and I am now about to graduate as a senior. In this video, I wanted to go over my exact investment portfolio and my strategy, because this $200,000 is a lot more than I thought I would have by this age. Now, I've had a lot of discussions with a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me about what I should do with the money that I'm actually making and how I should allocate it. And so I've put in a lot of thought and time into figuring out how I should structure this. And so let's go through my exact investment portfolio at age 21 years old as I'm about to graduate college. Now, firstly, my net worth is $201,000. $44,000 of that right now is in cash, whereas $154,000 of that is invested, and an extra $2,500 of it is tied up in other assets. Now, the first thing that I have to mention here is that I have an absolutely tremendous advantage over pretty much anyone else in the world trying to save up or invest, and that's simply because my parents are willing to support me. To this day, I haven't paid any money out of my own pocket for college or any other living expenses. So that means my rent, or anytime I need to eat, or anytime I need new clothes, or anytime I need to travel somewhere and take the bus, my parents have paid for that every single time. And I'm very conscious that they're spending a lot of money so that I can do the things that I want to do in terms of living. And that means that all of the money that I have generated personally, I have been 100% allowed to use towards my own goals and towards my own businesses. So that has given me an absolutely immense advantage in pretty much every single respect. From freshman year of college all the way to senior year, I could have up in every way imaginable, and I would have zero debt and zero worry in the world about where my next meal is coming from. Since I didn't around, I've been able to grow my net worth to $200,000, and every single dime that I've earned, I've been able to save and put away to whatever I want to do. And that is absolutely incredible, and it's an advantage that I am forever grateful for. So with that in context, now let me explain how my portfolio is structured. So the first thing is that I like to keep around $10,000 to $20,000 in pure raw cash. Yes, this money isn't earning interest, or yes, this money isn't making as much as I can, but for me, this is as much money as I need to personally give me peace of mind that I'm not going to run out no matter what, and that if I just check my checking account and something comes up, I can afford it immediately with 100% liquidity. I will admit this is probably more than I need, and it's probably not the theoretical best investment strategy, but personally, this is what I like to have because I can have months where the expenses go up kind of quickly, depending on what I'm doing with the businesses that I work on. And I just like the flexibility of having that much money in cash. Now you'll see right here, I have way more than 10 to 20,000 in cash right now. And that's because I actually have a couple pretty large payments due pretty soon. So soon this will be back down to like 20K very quickly. But yeah, that's what I like to fluctuate around in cash. And just so you guys know, I've also been using Monarch Money to track all of this. What I really like about Monarch is that it will automatically track your net worth, and all you have to do is just connect your financial accounts, and you could connect them from all different places and it still automatically tracks everything. So when it comes to all the cash I have, I can connect all my bank accounts and my PayPal. But when it comes to my investment accounts, I can connect my Vanguard accounts, my account with a Census, my Coinbase account, and some other assets that I have, and it will still automatically track the value of those and update it for me daily over time without me having to input it in a spreadsheet or anything like that. If you want to use it, I'll leave the link in the description, and there's a free trial so you can start out 100% for free and just see if it's something that would work for you. So after I have $10,000 to $20,000 in cash, I put the next $30 in a money market or a high yield savings account. Now the goal with this money is to have something with very fast liquidity that will basically just keep up with inflation. The money that's sitting there will keep up with its purchasing power, but will never really grow to anything beyond that. And most financial advisors recommend that you have 3 to 6 months living expenses in a money market or in something that's very liquid in case of any sort of emergency, or in case you lose your job, or you lose all your sources of income, or you get scammed, or something along those lines. So I personally think $30,000 is a good number because this is enough for me to keep my businesses afloat for at least 3 to 6 months, most likely, even if all the revenue from them stops getting generated immediately. Then step 3 for me is any extra income I have past this original 50K. So once you make your first 50K and it's allocated like this, then everything after this for me is going to maxing out the contribution that I can make to my retirement accounts, which are 100% tax deferred. So that means no tax on capital gains and no income tax on dividends for any money that's in my retirement accounts. For me, I put 100% of this into VTSAX, which is basically just the S&P 500 or an index fund of the top 500 stocks in the US stock market. There's other arguments on other stocks that you could or should do. So some people might argue that having more money in in leverage stocks or the NASDAQ or other funds would be a better approach, especially since I can take on more risk since I'm a younger age. And that honestly could work. I'm not necessarily saying I'm against that strategy. So the reason that I picked this is just because it's a tried and true, known, regular, standard financial advice that I have no problem sticking to and still will get me good returns over time, even again if there's something that could technically be slightly better, but it takes on more risk. For retirement, this is money that I need when I retire. So my kind of mindset is let me just stick with the option that is standard, known, and trusted, and let this money compound for retirement for me to have it when I need it. So this is my cash. My account at Vanguard has the first $30,000 in a money market, which basically just keeps up with inflation. I've been maxing out my retirement accounts for the past couple years. So my Roth IRA now has $35,000 and my 401k plan now is $43,000. So then after I've completed these steps every single year, the rest of my money, and I mean 100% of everything else that I have, is invested at a 95-5 ratio. It's invested entirely in brokerage accounts, so there's no tax advantages or anything with what I'm doing here, but 95% of it is invested in VTI. This is basically just a more tax efficient version of VTSAX if you're going to invest in a non-tax deferred account. So 95% of my money after that is going in the stock market. This is money that I don't need easily because I already have basically $50,000 that I could easily draw off of if I needed it. And then for me, 5% of it I spend on speculative things. The reason I do that is just to have some sort of budget dedicated to satisfy the gambler that exists in me. I like to say that there's a gambler in every single one of us, and it's a lot better to allocate a budget for your gambling rather than letting your gambling creep into your everyday life. So in case you're wondering, the two speculative investments that I have right now are Bitcoin. So I have $2,504 worth of Bitcoin in my portfolio, as well as I have $2,500 in a Pokemon box that is an unopened pack in value that I've stored. In fact, I can actually go and check exactly how much this is valued at right now. And we can see it actually went slightly down in value since I last checked, $2,482. But you can see over the past year, this, what's called an Evo Skies pack in Pokemon, basically doubled in value. And I just have a friend holding on to it for me. So this is something that I'm taking a complete speculative guess on, that Pokemon will just do well over time. No necessarily known fact that this will beat the stock market, but I just want to try investing in it and see what happens. Anyways, that's my full net worth. And as always, thank you guys all so much for watching the video. If you want to join our community dedicated to making money online, we now have 24,000 members in the Discord, so you can find that in the description. And as always, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video, and peace.